Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine investing in that piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Good evening to all our viewers and listeners, and welcome to the GBN television news for Tuesday, March 15th, 2022. In the headlines tonight, Finance Minister Gregory Bowen says government may not be able to sustain the $15 cap on gas and diesel at the pumps. COVID-19 restrictions could be lifted by next month. Ambassador Justin Soon finally given terms of reference more than a year after being appointed to represent Grenada at World Trade Organization. For what's to come later in sports, regional and international news, let's go over to Zia Fedrick.
Thank you, Blossom, and good evening, viewers and to listeners. Coming up tonight in regional news, the Bahamas reports 4% increase in homicides for the first quarter of 2022. Internationally, Russian strikes hit Ukraine's capital as civilians suffer. And coming up in sports, Grenadian contingent being put together from different disciplines to compete at the 2022 Commonwealth Games. Join me, Zia Fedrick, for the details a little later in the newscast. Now back to you, Blossom.
Thank you, Zia. This is Primetime Edition of News. Stay with us.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Soft Weave Bathroom Tissue.
Have you heard about the new Soft Weave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Soft Weave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue, available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Soft Weave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
Good evening once again. I am Blossom Alexis-Welsh with the details. Finance Minister Gregory Bowen says government may not be able to sustain the $15 cap on gas and diesel prices if current trends persist in the coming months. We get more in this report from Gerard Joseph, who has tonight's top story.
Seeking to raise the awareness of the public on the implications the Russia-Ukraine war and the United States-Europe issues will have on Grenada, Finance Minister Gregory Bowen says prices for fuel have moved from about $79 a barrel at the time of the cap in December to around $110 last month. He notes that prices at the pump without the cap would have been $17.79 per gallon in February and jumping to $19.41 in March.
If we continue to jump like this with a terrible happening in the Ukraine, while we say April and May will be down 18, they could be 20.
Changes in fuel prices normally take effect on the 18th of every month. Citing the $5.50 petrol tax, the finance minister says if the price continues to be capped at $15, government stands to lose millions of dollars in revenue.
Now the total tax out of the $5.50 for the year we're looking at, and that's a good projection, will be something like $28 million that we'll be giving up. Taxes collected and given back to the importers to pay for the fuel. But in general, if we look at a different scenario, we could expect to could give up $71 million at a higher level scenario if the prices go to $21 and $22 if we remain at the $15.
Minister Bowen says the option is to increase the cap to $16 or $17 if fuel prices continue to increase, as government is already cutting taxes it would have been collecting.
We should erode that $5.50 within 2 to 3 months, or we could do it in 1 month. If we hear about the possibility of nuclear technology being used, then all things will go up. So within 1 month, you can have it done, or within 3 months.
Government, Bowen says, is also hopeful that possible deals via CARICOM can be made with oil-producing companies which have been banned, so that supply can be increased and fuel prices are stabilized. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Within the next 2 weeks, Grenadians will find out just how much more freedom they will have as government signals its intention to fall in line with other regional countries and further ease COVID restrictions. Here's Gerard Joseph once again.
Cabinet has decided that if current trends regarding COVID-19 locally and internationally continue, regulations could soon be a thing of the past. Health Minister Nicholas Steele says April 4th is the date they have set for Grenada to return to some form of normality, as the remaining restrictions will be lifted. The state of emergency, vaccine differentiation and the mask mandates, Minister Steele has confirmed should be no more.
The state of emergency only remains to date to assist in the enforcement of these regulations. They exist within the state of emergency and as well as the Public Health Act. So no, the intention is between now and the 4th of April that the state of emergency would be removed.
Steele, however, warned that the onus is on Grenadians to practice personal responsibility during the period under review to ensure the regulations are removed.
We will continue to monitor and analyze between now and then, and even after that. Monitor and analyze the situation locally, regionally, and globally, and adjust accordingly. But Cabinet does believe, based on information received and consultation with our various national, regional, and international partners, that on April 4th, the vaccine differentiation and mask mandates can be removed.
The Health Minister notes that vaccine differentiation being lifted covers requirements for only vaccinated events or only vaccinated persons being allowed to enter Grenada, as well as local establishments such as restaurants and bars.
However, let me be very clear on this. Like every other place that is private, the management or owners of those places have a right to dictate the conditions for entry. We're very much aware of places where persons say you must wear shirt, full shirt, or you must wear shoes, etc., and so to enter. We respect and would not interfere with any institution or any private establishment saying that they still would want to have, in the interest of their patrons or their employees or those who are there, their members, that you must be vaccinated to enter. That would be the right of the individual.
Minister Steele says he hopes the hygiene practices, such as sanitizing hands to prevent other infectious diseases, as well as mask wearing for the vulnerable sectors, remain as good practice. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
And on to this story that grabbed social media's attention early this morning. No lives were lost. However, vehicle owners are calculating the cost for major damage to their vehicles parked along the Mount Rush roadway. Let's get the details in this Chrislina John report.
A getaway excavator attempting to drive up Mount Rush in St. George came screeching back down the steep incline Tuesday morning, damaging a number of parked vehicles on the side of the road, some more severely than others. Videos on social media showed the heavy-duty vehicle sliding down the hill in a cloud of dust and noise, crashing into a black car, 2 buses and other vehicles. It remains unclear what led to this incident. However, one eyewitness gave his recollection of the event.
But we hear some kind of skating noise, so me and one of my workmates and them come here. And we saw the truck kind of taking the time going across, so I say, okay, maybe he might be able to level it out and whatnot. But it went sideways, and he tried to use a fork to slow down. But because he was using a fork and it was going downhill, the pressure made it go up-ish. So the left side, because it was going on its right, the left side was kind of going up in the air. And my dad's black Swift that was parked up there, it got hit and it dragged it down. It kind of slammed into our removal truck. And then he just dragged it down to where you see right there. The time I came back, we were able to see that the white bus got sandwiched on the side there by the wall. The blue one got slid and hidden by the side, and it hit one of the red buses in the back there. And then we had a truck in the back there that got a little severe, not severe, but a little bit of damage in the back.
He said he believes the driver's efforts to slow the vehicle down must be recognized.
He tried his best to keep the truck under control because he did try to use the fork to slow down, and he tried to turn and try to hold his brakes. We had a conversation with him down there, and he said that he was trying. I don't know if it's a mixture of panic, and he still tried to use his skill to kind of slow down the truck. But I would say he did what he could. So I wouldn't say that the driver was to be blamed, because normally they have tires coming down with the trucks as well, and that truck didn't have a tire. So steel and concrete just sliding all the way down.
This resident was left traumatized by what she saw.
Here, I just see the vehicle start shaking, and it was like moving faster than it should. And then I started bawling up there. And in bawling, not knowing that it jammed the white van inside it, and it gone with the car. That's where the car is down there.
Another villager believes the vehicles along the roadway are obstructions and should be removed.
The truck, the last time the truck capsized up around this corner up there, and then he had one to run through here, right around right here, and look away all these vehicles and them in the corner there too. This vehicle and them by the road, they need to come out too. All these vehicles and them people, these vehicles and them park by the road, and most of them is not people that living around here. So some of them need to come out by the road too.
Other infrastructure along the roadside was also impacted. GBN understands that the excavator belongs to a nearby construction company, but officials at the company could not be reached for a comment on Tuesday. Chrislina John, GBN News.
Grateful that no lives were lost. And on to this story, Grenada's Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Business, Oliver Joseph, has cleared the air on Justin Soon's representation of Grenada to the World Trade Organization. Minister Joseph says Ambassador Soon, who was appointed in December 2021, now has better clarity about his role as the country's diplomat at the organization. Let's get more in this report from Dr. Kellon Bob.
Grenada's ambassador to the World Trade Organization, Justin Soon, has been the subject of much scrutiny in the last few weeks, owing to a meeting the diplomat held with Russia's ambassador, Dmitry Lyakishev, who is also accredited to the World Trade Organization. Following that meeting, Justin Soon composed a now-deleted tweet that went viral, in which he touted the importance of blockchain technology as a way for Russia to raise funds away from traditional financial markets. The New York Times, in an article published on February 23rd, the newspaper said, quote, "The Russian government is developing its own central bank digital currency, a so-called digital ruble that it hopes to use to trade directly with other countries that are willing to accept it without first converting it into dollars. Hacking techniques like ransomware could help Russians steal digital currencies and make up revenue lost to sanctions." Closed quote. Grenada's Minister for Foreign Affairs and International Business, Oliver Joseph, was quizzed about Soon's tweet during his latest appearance on the Dub Report.
He was not speaking on behalf of the government of Grenada. The government of Grenada is not in blockchain technology. Justin that is his business, blockchain technology and using cryptocurrency. He was speaking in his personal capacity. However, as a new ambassador, I don't think he clearly understands how you separate these two. Now, if you are addressing anyone and you use the title of His Excellency, it gives the impression that you are speaking as the ambassador.
I mean, that is his Twitter handle, Minister, and I would push back, but I would push back there. Why would we have ambassadors representing the state that do not understand clearly what their terms of reference are?
No, not that he don't understand it, everything. It's just that he has his business and he's promoting his business. And if it was not for the war in Ukraine, that post or the tweet would not even draw anybody's attention.
Joseph indicated that moving forward, Mr. Soon now has a better understanding of his terms of reference with respect to his role as Grenada's chief diplomat to this international trading organization.
But we wrote to him a strong letter, saying to him, first of all, to speak on behalf of Grenada, you must get instruction from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And you must clear any statement that you wish to make as Grenada's ambassador with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So that was not done, and in his mind, he was addressing the issue as Justin Sun, cryptocurrency owner and blockchain technology.
A report from the publications CoinDesk and Bloomberg revealed that Justin Soon will play a pivotal role in promoting the growth of the Grenadian economy, as well as international trade in Grenada and the Caribbean by introducing digital technology. Reporting from Washington, D.C., this is Dr. Kellen Bubb.
The Royal Grenada Police Force is seeking the assistance of the general public in locating 60-year-old Raphael Chance of Mardi Gras, St. George. A missing person bulletin for the missing man indicates that he was last seen on Thursday at Laborie Junction in St. George. He is described as about 5 feet 11 inches in height and brown in complexion. He was last seen wearing a black t-shirt, brown short pants with a brown jacket and black shoes. Anyone seeing Raphael Chance or has information about his whereabouts is asked to contact the St. Paul's Police Station at 440-3224, Central Police Station at 440-2244, Police Emergency 911, Police Hotline at 444-1958, or the nearest police station. This is Primetime Edition of News. Coming up, government's planned provision of dialysis at the General Hospital delayed. We'll tell you more next.
Introducing the Grenlec mobile app. You can now get your bill balance and easily track energy usage for your home or business. Report and receive alerts about power outages. Plus, stay up to date by receiving the latest notifications. Yes, the Grenlec app keeps you connected anytime, anywhere. The Grenlec mobile app. Download for 24/7 access.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Thinking about your new home? Think easy. Think a Republic Bank Home Easy Loan. Think affordable. Think convenience. Think Republic.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3. Republic makes home easy.
Wow, that was such a breeze.
Own your home with ease.
So whether laying that first brick or purchasing an existing home, we've got you covered. Republic Bank will get you those keys hassle-free in no time.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Drop by any one of our 8 locations today. Getting your new home is easy with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
We come now together as one. We are committed Catholics. Listen to us.
Youths like us must be given a hearing.
I am a farmer and I have a story to tell.
I'm a farmer and I too would like to share my story.
Even though we walk out there Sunday to Sunday, we too have a story to tell.
I am a Catholic sometimes and I have things to say. I need someone to listen. I have a lot to say on behalf of single parents.
The Catholic Diocese of St. George's in Grenada has begun the synod process. Pope Francis has involved the Universal Church. Your voice is important. Come, share your story, your experience, and your expectations of church.
Win the grand prize of $50,000 in the Digicel Prime Plus 50K jackpot, or you could grab second place of $15,000 or third place of $5,000 and loads of weekly prizes like cash, smartphones, hardware and grocery vouchers, and more. To enter, simply activate any Prime Plus bundle in the My Digicel app or dial *664 $. 1 day Prime Plus bundle equals 1 raffle entry. 3 day bundle equals 3 raffle entry. 7 day Prime Plus bundle equals 7 raffle entry. And a 30-day Prime Plus bundle equals 30 raffle entries, plus a bonus 20 extra entries. Over $100,000 in prizes to be won. Activate a Prime Plus bundle today. Digicel, better together.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform. Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
I've been a member of the Ariza Credit Union since 2016, and honestly I joined to come out of poverty. What I love most about Ariza Credit Union is their support in helping us as members to save. I was in the credit union like a little under a month. The sewing machine that I had went bad, and I was in desperate need of, purchasing another. I simply went to speak to my loan officer. I wanted to know details of how to go forward. How do I become qualified to get a loan? And the next thing I knew, she said, how much money do you need? And at that time I needed $7.99, and she said, I'll loan you the money. And from there I purchased the sewing machine, and this is the result. As a young person, we all have those little achievements in the back of our mind that seem so far-reaching. What Ariza encourages us to do is to save. I'm really happy, honestly.
The next chapter in West Indies' biggest rivalry continues. West Indies vies against England for the Apex Test Series in 3 test matches. Tickets start as low as $20 and local residents enjoy an additional 50% discount with online purchase. Must be fully vaccinated to attend all matches, and COVID-19 protocols will be in effect. Secure your seats to the action. Get your tickets in advance at windiescricket.com/tickets. Terms and conditions apply.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Thinking about your new home? Think easy. Think a Republic Bank Home Easy Loan. Think affordable. Think convenience. Think Republic.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3. Republic makes home easy.
Wow, that was such a breeze.
Own your home with ease.
So whether laying that first brick or purchasing an existing home, we've got you covered. Republic Bank will get you those keys hassle-free in no time.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Drop by any one of our 8 locations today. Getting your new home is easy with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome back to the news. The number of young people with kidney failure in Grenada is disturbing local health officials, and another call is being sounded for everyone to take better care of their health. We hear more in this Chrislina John report.
Kidney disease is a silent killer, and young people especially are being warned to take better care of their kidneys. The record shows an alarming number of young people in Grenada are diagnosed with kidney disease.
What we're realizing lately, we have an increase in younger persons being affected with the dialysis, with kidney problems. They range for as early as 20. We have quite a number of persons in their 30s, early 30s, as well as up to 70 years. But what we're realizing is more younger persons coming down with end-stage kidney failure.
President of the Grenada Patient Kidney Foundation, Marva Jilks, wants people to take better care of their kidneys as dialysis treatment is costly, lifelong, and difficult to upkeep.
At the moment, the cost is $695 per session. Each patient is required to do 3 per week, but because of the financial constraint, most persons are only able to do 2, sometimes 1.
The provision of dialysis treatment at the General Hospital is not yet available. During Tuesday's post-cabinet media brief, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sean Charles explains the reason for the delay.
There was a slight delay. And this was created as a result of the results of the analysis that was conducted on the water and the additional tests that needs to be done, and the fact that we need water at a higher pressure to be delivered to the unit. So we are right now awaiting on an additional connection of water to the unit that will ensure that the water pressure delivered is high enough to ensure that the machines function optimally.
Health Minister Nicholas Steele says they have been in discussions with various stakeholders to put together a fee structure to provide dialysis treatment at a reduced cost.
It does result in a significant decrease to what persons would have been paying before the commissioning of our dialysis center. But there is a cost nonetheless for dialysis as we move forward. That fee structure will be made available to the individuals who require dialysis and to individuals who are visiting who may need dialysis as well.
The Kidney Foundation is working with 27 patients presently who require at least 3 treatments per week. The president adds that they welcome any additional aid. World Kidney Day was observed last Thursday with the aim of raising awareness on the important function of the kidneys. High blood pressure and diabetes are 2 non-communicable diseases that can lead to chronic kidney disease. This year, the international theme was Kidney Health for All, Bridge the Gap for Better Kidney Care. Christelina John, GBN News.
A number of professionals and corporate partners are joining with the Grenada Broadcasting Network to delve deeper into issues that affect the health and well-being of Grenadians at home and in the diaspora. Let's get more details in this report.
The Grenada Broadcasting Network will spearhead a health forum on Tuesday, March 22nd and 29th under the theme, A New Focus on Health, a Collective Approach. Godfrey Augustine, the host of GBN's weekly Doctor on Call program, says there is a need for greater personal responsibility as it relates to individual health.
A lot of attention has been given to a lot of issues that people have to grapple with on a daily basis, chronic conditions, and even in other instances, simple issues that can be very stubborn.
Medical practitioners and corporate Grenada have lent their support to this initiative. Dr. Francis, who will address issues relating to disease diagnosis and treatment, says there must be a national conversation on healthcare. Dr. Martin, who served as Chief Medical Officer during the outbreak of the COVID-19 in Grenada, said the future of healthcare must be an integrated approach suitable for developing countries such as Grenada.
Hoping that as we have that discussion nationally, we'll be able to see how important allocations of funds are as it relates to who gets what when it comes to improving healthcare. The training needs that you have for countries, depending on our epidemiological profile and or the kind of diseases we have.
He said the issue of health financing must be addressed.
But we have to be able to use our resources that is available to us. And one of the things in developing countries, again, that the discussion has to have is how do you use what you have on the island to help you? And I'm speaking here about research or tertiary level institutions. In other words, we as a country must use the best that we have to help us go forward.
Managing Director of Antillian Life, Mr. Kenny John, says the platform provides the opportunity to educate Grenadians on the importance of personal responsibility for their health.
Seeing the proliferation of that instant universe where we want instant gratification. And food, I mean, we all like food. I like food. But food might not like us.
The forum would highlight various issues of public health, including environmental health. Antillian Life Insurance is a title partner of the forum. Mr. John was placed in the spotlight as Dr. Martin credited him for his undertaking for medical doctors in Grenada.
A lot of billions of dollars leave the country and go away. And we were determined, a group of us as Grenadians, determined not to make the sugar and send it to England anymore. And the only local group that came to our rescue was Mr. John and Antillian. So I want to publicly say thank you to you for being a groundbreaker and a pioneer.
The forum will be aired on March 22nd and 29th from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. on all GBN platforms, classic radio, television, and social media. Joseph Cador, GBN Health.
The Diamond Chocolate Factory is looking forward to the production of another variety of bean-to-bar chocolate for both the local and international markets, as it is preparing to utilize Grenada's fine-flavored cocoa beans to produce milk chocolate. Let's get more in this Rena Perry-Thomas report.
The Diamond Chocolate Factory, a subsidiary of the Grenada Cocoa Association, with support from the Government of Grenada's Regional Agriculture Competitiveness Project, AgriCom, has begun construction of a new chocolate factory facility that has the potential to also become a rural ecotourism site. The project boasts of significant benefits for the community of Moncton, the rural economy, and cocoa farmers. The aim is to create an entire cocoa experience from the fermenting station to the factory and germplasm plot, all in Moncton.
We've been very excited, very happy to support the GCA in the work that they have been doing and the work they want to do to expand cocoa production and to give, increase the amount of work done in cocoa value added.
That's Gregory Delsol, head of the Project Implementation Unit of the OECS AgriCom project within the Ministry of Agriculture. The Project Implementation Unit approved $378,000 for the association towards this venture so far, elected their first tranche of $189,000. This undertaking is being supervised by agronomist and cocoa farmer Andrew Hastick, who also serves as the managing director of the Diamond Chocolate Factory. Hastick said the new factory's location is in keeping with the United States Food and Drug Administration's requirements for dark chocolates to be produced at a separate location from milk chocolate.
When we were audited by the FDA, we were told that it's not possible, or hardly likely, I should say, to do a milk chocolate alongside a dark chocolate. And so we were forced to find an alternative location, but it was very, very expensive. And here we came, the help from the government of Grenada through the AgriCom project, and it made our dream a reality.
The venture aims to make accessible locally produced chocolate that will be available to the local, regional and international markets. Minister of Agriculture Peter David, who was a part of the tour of the facility, says this project augurs well for food security and the economy.
And this here will not only add value in terms of exporting, it will decrease our imports, because instead of people only buying imported stuff, they come here, which is this area for shopping, to buy chocolates and so on. You send away gifts, people coming to Grenada can come here and visit.
The association says it is looking to use 1/3 of the cocoa produced locally into chocolate production, as they aspire towards the production of 200,000 pounds of milk chocolate per annum for the local and international market combined. For GBN News, I am Rena Perry-Thomas reporting.
And once again, let's go back to Rena as we take a look at what has been creating a buzz on social media.
We present the news. You analyze the various topics and distill the issues as they unfold. Your distillation points matter, as we're about to highlight them in our Social Buzz Report.
The investigation in the search of Cecilia Mongo, who has been missing since January 2020, has come to an end, but the Royal Grenada Police Force is still seeking the public's assistance with 2 elderly men who disappeared last year. GBN brought this story, and you, our online audience, took to the comment section to air your views. Carisha Thomas said, "Lord, where could they be if it is that they are all dead, which I pray not? I do hope that their bodies would be found so that they can have a proper burial and their loved ones can finally be at peace." Jennifer Leons commented, "I hope there is not a serial killer on the island targeting the elderly, especially with the timeline of the missing. I hope all remain safe and sound." Rolandi Chinama wrote, "Grenada is a small island. Why has it taken so long to find that woman?" Josan Pear wrote, "Grenada is small, it's true, but both of the missing persons are 78 years. Something's wrong. Where could they go?" And finally, Nora Etienne commented, "My brother Paul Williams from St. St. Patrick has been missing since the 9th of July 2021. Still, there is lots of information, but nobody coming forward." That's a wrap for tonight's Buzz. Continue to share your thoughts and concerns with us on our social media platforms.
And still ahead, Chief Education Officer warns parents about keeping students away from the classroom. We'll give you the details next.
Introducing Color by Sissons. 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 Color by Sissons.
Frills, just great prices, only at Quartz. We don't just talk about it, we've got it. Save $1,200 off the 65-inch TCL UHD Android TV, now $3,499. Your choice of a 2-piece bedroom bundle, base and mattress, starting from $1,399. Save $400 off the Samsung 11-kilogram front-load washer, now just $3,499. Shop with Ready Finance and take advantage of our new payment protection plan and get 1 month free. Only at Quartz, bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
The Nawasa app brings the power of Nawasa's customer service experience to you. Instant, convenient, and smart. Easy access anywhere. Get bill balance, transaction history for up to 6 months, report a fault, link to websites, view payment centers, contact information, push notifications, and multi-tenant accounts, all in a secure login platform. Like a self-service concierge app, mobile.nawasa.gd gets you the support you need much faster. Available on both Android and iOS platforms. Mobile.nawasa.gd, your customer support companion. Nawasa, committed to meeting customers' needs.
At Southern Electrical, you get the best value, quality products, and expert advice. We are the #1 supplier of residential, commercial, and industrial electrical products in Grenada. View our latest arrivals of wall lights for interior and exterior, beautiful chandeliers, pendants, solar motion lights, kitchen appliances such as crispy air fryer ovens, crepe makers, countertop grills, and more. Visit Southern Electrical at Dusty Highway, Grandin St. George. We also ship to Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Call our telephone number 444-3042, WhatsApp 405-4993, or browse our website www.segrenada.com.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
Welcome back. Schools resumed full face-to-face teaching and learning last month. However, education officials are concerned that all students are not back in the classroom as yet.
We have a pool of school attendance officers assigned to every district. So, as is customary, there was that lull in what you may call really monitoring that, because it was the parents had the option of keeping children at home. But for this period from January, that option has been removed. So we are now asking parents to ensure their children do attend school when they are expected to be unplanned, and it's now school for everyone. However, we do have some schools with little challenges with infrastructure still under repairs, so some are not having everybody, but for the most part, all schools should have the majority of their children in.
That was Chief Education Officer Angela Finley. She's appealing to parents to send their children to school while issuing a warning to parents that this is a serious act that can result in a fine or imprisonment.
Therefore, the school attendance officers are currently visiting schools, examining the registers to determine the children who have been noticed for extended absence, and they then go out into the villages, into the districts, to the homes of those parents or the workplaces to engage them and ascertain what the situation is with those students.
And what's the penalty for the parents?
Well, the Education Act speaks to fines, which can also include fines and imprisonment possibilities for parents who refuse to send their children to school.
If found guilty of such an act, a parent can be fined $1,500 if a parent refused to answer questions from a school attendance officer about the child's non-attendance in school, and imprisonment for 3 months. A parent who refuses or neglects cause a child to attend school can be fined $1,000. Meanwhile, the Royal Grenada Police Force has confirmed that every month for the year so far has seen missing person bulletins being issued for teenagers between the ages of 14 and 16. Police Martin has expressed disapproval with the regular reports, especially of young girls leaving home and then being reported missing. He questioned the reason behind the upsurge in those reports, imploring upon members of society to do better to reduce the numbers.
Another vexing issue is the regularity with which our young teenage girls are leaving home, sometimes for days. I've spoken to this before, and I will raise these rhetorical questions again. What is really fueling this problem? Is it circumstances at home, peer pressure, a lack of values and self-control? Is it a case of exploiting the vulnerabilities of our young and impressionable minds, or is it a combination of all? Whatever it may be, we need to fix it, and fix it fast, for this is a very concerning matter.
January alone saw 4 missing teen reports, with 2 being young men ages 14 and 16. And now let's take a peek through the GBN eyesore lens.
A good eye captures all. GBN Eyesore is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clear Vision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clear Vision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
Tonight's GBN I Saw features Grenada's talented singer, songwriter, and performer Jefferson Ramirez while performing in Nashville, Tennessee earlier this month. Jefferson also recently launched a new single called Something in the Water. On his Facebook page, he shared the story behind his new single.
There's something special about Grenada. There's something very, very special about my home, and I wanted to write something that doesn't say Grenada, but feels like the chill vibe that I feel when I'm home.
And while on that musical journey, the local talented Jefferson's song, Pray for Your Son, is one that is resonating with the rise in violence among the youth. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Stay with us. Coming up next is the weather report and forecast.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Join GBN Television and K105 FM on March 22nd and 29th from 8 p.m. for the Antillean Life Health Forum, a new focus on health, a collective approach, made possible by Antillean Life Insurance, Spice Isle Imaging Center, Gittins Healthcare, Grenada Planned Parenthood Association, Grenada Paper Products, Hubbard's Motor Department, 7 Seas, and the Grenville Credit Union.
Let's start the new year on a high, a detox high, because it's detox time again at Nirvana Detox Center and Natural Health Store. Check out our many detox packages starting from $100 or get 15% off on colonic irrigation therapy. Detoxing can help with liver and blood cleansing, weight loss, constipation, acid reflux, kidney stones, heavy metal removal, gas and bloating, and more. Call or WhatsApp us on 231-6642, 418-7115, or 449-7753. Ask about our delivery options. Visit us now. Bruce Street Mall, store number 1208, or Belmont St. George's, close to the Fall Edge area. Our opening hours are Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Nirvana Detox Center and Natural Health Store. Detox your way to health. These specials ends on March 31st or while stocks last.
Keeping an eye on the weather. This is GBN. We've got you covered.
And here's the weather report and forecast for the state of Grenada. Tonight's minimum temperature 24.5 degrees Celsius. It will be partly cloudy, windy and hazy with light showers. Winds will be east-northeasterly to easterly at 15 to 25 miles per hour, gusting higher at times. Seas will be moderate to rough with waves 6 to 9 feet in open waters. Take note, a marine advisory remains in effect. Tides will be low at 8 o'clock tonight and high at 2 a.m. On Wednesday, sunrise is at 6:15, sunset 6:19. It will be mostly fair and windy. On Thursday, it's the same, 6:15 for sunrise, 6:19 for sunset, mostly fair and windy. Then on Friday, sunrise and sunset 6:14 and 6:19 respectively. Weather will be partly cloudy and windy with light to moderate morning showers. And that's the weather report and forecast valid for tonight and the next 3 days. Stay tuned. Zia is next with sports. And here's the weather report and forecast for the state of Grenada. Tonight's minimum temperature 20.
Once again, sporting fans, top story tonight. Grenada for the first time is optimistic that cycling will be one of the disciplines in which its contingent will compete during the hosting of the 2022 Commonwealth Games. President of the Grenada Cycling Federation, Troy Felix, says they are highly hopeful that semi-professional cyclist Red Walters, who is based in England, will become the first cyclist to represent Grenada in the sport at the Commonwealth Games.
Also hopeful that if that happens, he gets a good position, possibly a medal, you know. It's actually going to be our first time being represented at the Commonwealth Games, so that's a step forward for cycling.
The Grenada Paralympic Committee is also seeking to ensure representation in the Games through Aishana Charles and Shondell Faria.
They are going to go to England sometime in April, I think around the 17th of April, for a set of pre-Commonwealth Games activity. As you know, they work with Paul Phillip, so they're in good hands, and you know, hopefully that they can improve to the point where they can be on the podium come July, August this year.
Ray Roberts, who heads the committee, says the major objective is building awareness that a disability should not deter someone from playing any sport.
The greater objective is that it's good exposure for para-athletes in Grenada. Grenada is still a million miles behind the world. People with disability and parents still see their children as to be kept home, and even those of us who have a disability do not yet see ourselves as athletes. So Aishana and Shondell, I think, provides a spectacle to future generations, and in particular parents.
Treasurer of the Grenada Boxing Association, Johnson Dion, says they too are engaged in training with a number of boxers already shortlisted to represent Grenada at the 2022 Commonwealth Games. Commonwealth Games are scheduled for July-August in England. While the Horizon National Championship is gone but not forgotten, the Grenada Athletics Association is promising more meets as the 2022 athletic season kicks into full gear. Public Relations Officer Kwame Hippolyte says the next event on the agenda is National Relay Meet, to be followed by the Whitsuntide Games, which is already building interest in the region.
So that is something we have to assess in terms of how we're going to cater for islands coming in. Added to that, continual development of our athletes. We procured some equipment for the coaches and athletes to aid in their training. So we're looking forward to dispatching those into the varying parishes to aid the athletes.
it says they will be looking to chart the way forward for the close of the season with World Championships, with Anderson Peters set to defend his title.
Some of the athletes based overseas, they are yet to, start their outdoor campaign. I think this in itself will motivate them, and so we're looking forward to working with them, partnering with all of the stakeholders, the Ministry of Sport, the Olympic Committee, and also championing the Paralympic athletes who is competing also at this event. So that collaborative effort is necessary for the development of all sports.
Spotlight Ballers are the 2022 GNBA, NLA, and GOC National Under-23 champions. The GNBA's National Under-23 Basketball Championship was brought to the end last Friday, as the best-of-3 final at the Labori Indoor Sporting Complex went in favor of Spotlight Ballers, who defeated Southern Elites in the first 2 games. And finally, in cricket, the second defeat in their 4th match of the Women's World Cup leaves West Indies sitting outside the semi-final places. In their 4th game on Monday, the Windies women were demolished by Australia, who continued their march towards the semi-finals with a 7-wicket victory. The regional ladies were hustled out for only 131, and Australia chased their target with 19.4 overs to spare. The heavy nature of the loss damages the Windies' net run rate. It is the second time in 4 days that West Indies have been well beaten, following a 155-run loss to India on Saturday. Australia topped the A-team group with 4 wins from 4 games, while West Indies lie 5th. And that's it for sports tonight. Regional and international news are next. Regional news tonight comes from the Bahamas, which is forecast to have another bloody year as police reported a 4% increase in homicides for the first quarter of 2022. Over the weekend, 5 violent killings were recorded.
You're going to see the streets and the community is really flooded with that presence.
This amped up reaction from authorities in response to a weekend bloodbath. 5 men killed in less than 3 days, each within hours of the other. It's a string of murders for which police say they have not yet ruled out a connection.
We believe and suspect that it is a gang-related, and it could be a retaliation. We are on to some good information. We are aware of the different fractions. And as we speak, we have officers out and up and about and trying to identify the players in these gangs to bring them into custody.
Still, the incident's revealing a disturbing trend.
One being just over the weekend, 2 in Thompson Land, the one that happened Saturday and the one last night. 2 of those victims, based on our investigation thus far, they were not the intended target.
The killings come as homicide statistics for the month of March climb, only mid-month totaling up to 12 in comparison to that of 5 the year before. As for this weekend, police say they are following significant leads, releasing an image of the vehicle believed to be involved in the Thompson Lane double slaying.
We are appealing to members of the public to assist us in trying to identify this vehicle. it was seen leaving that area, and the gunman exit that same vehicle and pulled off. So we are looking for that vehicle.
Anthony Smith, ZNS Network News.
The mayor of Kyiv has announced a 35-hour curfew for people in the Ukrainian capital, warning of difficult and dangerous moments. It comes after Russian airstrikes hit residential buildings and a metro station overnight.
Another brutal start to another day of war. In the Ukrainian capital Kyiv, an apartment block in ruins. 2 people died following an airstrike this morning. According to emergency services, 35 people were rescued. The city's mayor said this morning that a 36-hour curfew would be imposed later today. This was the southern port city of Kherson on Sunday. There were protests against the invasion. But according to the Kremlin, Russian troops now fully control the region.
The armed forces of the Russian Federation took full control of the entire territory of the Kherson region.
It follows an extraordinary act of defiance on Russian television last night. No war, stop the war, don't believe the propaganda, says the sign. The woman holding it has been named as Marina Ovsyannikova, an editor at state-controlled Channel 1 television. She's thought to now be in police custody, but before her protest, she left this video.
What's happening in Ukraine is a crime. Russia is the aggressor, and it's on the conscience of one man, Putin. Russia must stop this fratricidal war immediately.
It's images like this that have provoked such outrage. The southeastern city of Mariupol is facing a humanitarian crisis. But in his latest address, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky was unwavering. He said the Russians were confused and suffering heavy losses. Pictures like this, however, are a stark reminder of how dangerous parts of Ukraine now are.
The Horn of Africa region is facing the driest conditions in over 4 decades after 3 consecutive rainy seasons failed. Millions of Somalis will struggle to find food if rains don't come in April.
Tens of thousands now live on the outskirts of Barder, having fled the devastation wrought by Somalia's worst drought in more than 4 decades. Among them is 61-year-old Habiba Ma'aw Iman. It hasn't rained on her farm in 2 years. Her crops have failed. Her animals are dead. She says she's been here for 158 days without food or shelter, and that every day she goes to the town to knock on doors and beg so her children can eat. The Horn of Africa region is facing its driest conditions since 1981, according to the UN's World Food Programme, after 3 consecutive rainy seasons failed. Most of those in need of help near Barder are women and children, said WFP Country Director El Kadir Daloum Mahmoud.
The food security situation is so poor. Those people have lost everything behind them, that is livestock or agriculture, and they came completely in need of food, shelter, water, health care, everything they want.
Much rests on the success of rains this year. If they don't materialize in April, the WFP says more than 4 million Somalis will struggle to find food. 1.4 million children under 5 could be acutely malnourished by the end of the year. But the signs are not promising. Global weather patterns indicate the rains are likely to fail again this year, according to the Famine Early Warning System Network, which warns that the region could be heading for its worst drought on record.
That's it for our regional and international news. Blossom is up next with a recap of the headlines.
now let's look back at what made news tonight. Finance Minister Gregory Bowen says government may not be able to sustain $15 cap on gas and diesel at the pumps. COVID-19 restrictions could be lifted by next month. Ambassador Justin Soon finally given terms of reference more than a year after being appointed. In regional developments, Bahamas reports 4% increase in homicides for the first quarter of 2022. Internationally, Russian strikes hit Ukraine's capital as civilians suffer. And in sports, Grenadian contingent being put together from different disciplines to compete at the 2022 Commonwealth Games. That's the end of the GBN Nightly News for Tuesday, March 15th, 2022. If you missed any part of tonight's newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at www.gbn.gd or on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I am Blossom Alexis-Welsh on behalf of the entire GBN News team. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday.